to the Professionally Hot podcast. Hi, Kenneth. How are you today, baby?
I'm so good, Ashley T.
Oh my
Ashley
goodness.
T. Sorry, I forget that I need to speak so closely into my mic. It's really a problem. But hopefully next episode I'll have a new podcast. A new podcast. Bye.
Are you leaving me? That's so funny, though, because I was actually writing out stuff for the Cam Girl Survival Guide podcast.
I love that. As you should. Like, why wouldn't you go to a next step of Scam Girl Survival Guide podcast? I think that's...
I know.
Hell yeah for the podcast.
What have you done? Like, I'm going to end up having 17 different... Like, I can't stop. Whoa! You get that for free? You're welcome. That was amazing, actually. Where did that even come from?
I don't know, but that was really impressive.
That was crazy.
That did not.
Dude.
That sounded like it was a part of your sentence.
It was. It was just part of it. It's part of my soul just came out, I think. All right. So today we're going to be talking about me and Kenneth's undying love for one another. All right. This is a shit. This is just a yap episode. We decided we need to yap.
Yeah.
Just generally. Yap. It's yap time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Professionally hot yappers is what we are.
Yeah, but I just feel like we didn't really have a topic for this week. We could have come up with one, but I didn't really feel like putting my brain there. Yeah. So yapping is also the best option anyways.
It is the best. And also, like, at this point, I know that everybody listening absolutely loves us and would like to be a little bit more parasocial, which is also my favorite thing to do when I find someone on the internet. And if I was a professionally hot podcast listener and not myself, I'd be like, but what's your guys' favorite colors? Because I need to know.
Yeah. I think we need to eventually, well, not eventually, but at some point we need to do a breakdown of, like, us. Like, last time we were talking about doing, like, facts that we know and just, like, rambling off.
Oh my god. I know so many facts.
You know? Yeah, but what about facts about us? Should me and you write down facts about the other person and then give, like, a presentation on the other person?
Absolutely. But also, you know those TikToks where, like, two best friends will, like, have a bucket of ice water and they ask a question about the other one. If you can't answer it correctly, you have to dunk their face.
I wanted to do that with you because I feel like we know so much information about each other. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that, like, I don't like. I feel like Astra knows the very, like, random niche things because she's been friends with you for so long. But there's a lot of, like, I feel like emotional side of things that I know, I guess. I think that would be a great idea. I think we need to dunk each other, but maybe we should wait till, hopefully, I think if we can manage it, our third season will start in July when I'm actually in Vancouver with you.
No, I want you to be here.
Like,
honestly,
all those things.
I want you to be here for 2 weeks, and I want to fundraise and get a studio space for us. I think because I want us to be able to, like, do it really cool. Anyway, I also, as a side note, though, we need to make sure that when we do the dunk it thing, because I'm doing that, we're doing that to each other.
Yeah,
we got to get a really big. We have to get a big bowl, though, because the last one I saw, every single time they went to dunk the face into the bowl, they just smashed each other's foreheads into the rim of the bowl. So we need to make sure that the bowl is large enough.
I mean, we should just get a kiddie pool. The other person has to be full body baptized into it.
We'll do it in one of the glacier rivers in my city, and we'll just have to jump into the glacier river every time we're wrong. We just push each other off a cliff.
It'd be one answer, and I'd be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
You'd be like, don't do it. And I'd fucking... Well, actually, no, I wouldn't push you off a cliff into freezing water because you would kill me. I'd be afraid for my life.
You'd be gone by the time I got back up there.
Just faded on sight.
Hear me stomping my way up. Actually, I wouldn't. You know what? The truth is that I would be so furious that I would make you come down to me.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
and I
Ashley
would,
T. Yeah.
Like, fuck.
But then also I would just, like, be like, I'm gonna get you back one day when you least expect it. It wouldn't be right there.
No. I've lived the rest of my life in fear. Yeah.
And then I would just, but I would never do anything because I'd forget.
No, because that's the punishment, though, is living your life in fear. You know, like the looming threat. Like, that's actually there's no incident. It's just anxiety.
As if you were in fight or flight mode enough, I'm going to add an extra layer as your best friend. You're welcome.
Yeah.
As your professionally hot podcast co-host, it's time to get scared.
We do actually love each other, just in case it's not obvious.
Oh my god, I love you deeply. So much. It's literally
I'm
insane.
actually obsessed with you, and it's painful to my.
I could throw up right now thinking about it.
I would marry you if I wasn't married.
Yeah, well, I would hope so at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's like the logical step that, you know.
Yeah.
What else are we doing here? Although Nevada did offer the other day too, so shout out Nevada. I hope that was an offer.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you should actually do that though.
Yeah, I mean, she would be a great wife.
She would be the best wife.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
I get like butterflies thinking about it. Man, maybe I am a fucking lesbian.
We were talking about this earlier. I think Kenzie might be a lesbian. I'm gonna just slowly influence you toward being an actual.
But I've already done that. I was, you know? I mean, like, I am, I is.
I know, but, like, you've already done, like, a couple dudes as well, and then, like, that didn't turn you off from dudes forever. Look, several. More than a few.
I've done 2 dudes.
2. How many relationships with that? How many actual, like, relationships with men have you had? Like, 4?
No. I think a little bit more than that.
Really? Okay, here's the thing. How many boyfriends have you had? Because this would if I don't remember the number, then like I get dunked.
No, yeah, but this is a good time because I'll tell you now, and then we can add that question later onto it. And if you don't remember, then you don't love me.
Good. That's how it works.
Okay, let's think. So I dated a guy in high school. He was like my first love. I dated another boy in high school my sophomore year. The first love was my freshman year, sophomore year, and they were like legit relationships. It wasn't like a weekend fling. I've had plenty of those too, but those like actual like someone asking
boyfriend,
me,
girlfriend.
My girlfriend. Yeah, even if it was like 3 months or more. That in high school is so much longer.
Yeah, that counts. No, I can't.
That counts. So those are like and I was sleeping with men at that age, so they were like committed to me. Yeah. And then when I went to my junior year, I was at a new school, so I had another boyfriend that I was seeing who ended up cheating on me. Super fun. With a girl that was in my class, so like actually like in my history class, and it was really weird. Jesus. Anyways, and then I ended up dating the guy that I like my first love again. But
that's kind of cute.
We were like different places in our lives, and then I ended up going back to him again when I was in college. So, but that was just for sleeping with each other. We weren't like dating at that time.
You went to college?
But yeah, I went to a year and a half of community college. I took criminal psychology classes and
I did know
classes.
I did know this. I did. I was about to say, do I?
Which is why I love hearing about. That's why I love hearing about your psychology stuff, because like I was going to go to school for it, and then I was like, I hate school.
Fucking fair. Knowledge is learning so fun. School sucks.
Yeah, exactly. 4 relationships like high school wise, and then when I got out of high school, I had my long-term relationship with the first Marine.
That one I know of.
Yeah, and then I was dating my long-distance relationship when I was starting to date my ex-girlfriend, like after that. So that was another 6, I think. And then
the motorcycle
California guy who was like not a long relationship, but like he was very tumultuous and random and like codependent.
Still counts.
Vibes.
So that's 7.
Then ex-girlfriend, 8, I would count as a boyfriend. And then the last one is just the British guy, but we weren't, obviously there was no like boyfriend, girlfriend, but I was so fucking attached to him. So I counted as like my last big breakup because it just fucked me up. Like I barely dated.
Guy. You forgot about the guy that wanted you to like be an anthropology wife.
Oh yeah, Josh. I forgot about him.
Yeah.
See, yeah. There's there's random men.
So that's like 8.
I don't know. Yes, 10.
10. What about the Vancouver guy? That wasn't a relationship?
No, I don't count. That was like a very short. Both of them, all of them. Like there were 3. Like I wouldn't count. I'll bleep out their names, but I wouldn't count. Like they were all just
they're just
guys I was fucking. But like after that, I was like, no more. I'm not having sex for a while. But I thought a while was like 6 months. Like
yeah,
I wasn't
not 4 years
expecting. Yeah, but COVID hit, so like I
Yeah.
wasn't going to go seek out people during COVID. I wasn't on any
No.
dating apps. I don't even remember. I met men in the wild so easily when I was in Vancouver. Like had so much whatever just to like go up to them and ask for their numbers and stuff. But like you don't really do that here in Phoenix.
I don't
It's
think you do that when you're like in your
rare.
home city, though. Like neither of
Yeah,
us
that's
do
fair.
that. Like I leave my house.
Well, I did it the other day, but still, I've done it twice, maybe 3 times in Phoenix, where I'll go go up to someone. But that's what I'm feeling, extra brave and like I'm like
drunk.
that guy's hot enough to go. No, I've been sober every time.
I know. Yeah,
that's scary.
It's kind of terrifying, isn't it? You should have let that shit rip, dude.
It wasn't on purpose. It was a baby barf of coffee.
Ew. Okay, so that's like 10. Do we say 10?
Yeah, I'd say like 9 or like 8 real men relationships.
Yeah.
Of like somewhat long-term ish, but
yeah. Do you know how many
10 men in my life? Let me think. Three?
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Technically 4, but like my first boyfriend, I was like 13, I think, and I met him at a summer camp, and it was the first time. He was my first kiss, actually, and it was like, I know, he was fucking tall. I was like, I think I was like 5'1" when I was 13. You just stopped growing.
Yeah, 6th grade. He was like done.
I know, he was like 6'3". He was like this gangly 6'3". I ended up just going for a full circle and going back for another fucking gangly ass tall white dude who was my husband.
But yeah, have a choice in that.
But my first boyfriend, I met him at summer camp, and then like he lived like 45 minutes away from where I lived, so we were like boyfriend girlfriend. I think we went to the movies like 2 times, and then I broke up with him because I started grade 8, and I was like, there's actually kind of guys in my class now, so I'm breaking up with you. It lasted like
anyways, your second, how long was your second before your husband? How long was that relationship? Because I feel like you were kind of a relationship girl, even though you didn't have that many. Like I feel like like there's people that really are just relationships all their young life and adult life, which I am very envious of, because you just like have that stability from the outside. It looks like
no, I'm a serial monogamist.
How long?
Well, my first boyfriend and I, my high school boyfriend, we were together for 4 years. So like we got together when we were 15 and broke up at 19. My whole formative experience was one boyfriend. And then the second one was a year. Worst year of my life, probably, but it was only a year. And then I got together with the man who became my husband right after that, and we've been together for like 13
Mr.
years.
T.
Mr.
Yeah, that's
T.
crazy. Like I literally can't relate at all. I love that we have such different sides of it, but I also really thought that when I was like in high school that I was going to be like married, have kids by 24. So like it's
I felt the same way.
So weird. Why the fuck would I have done that? I mean, no hate to anyone that has kids young. I just can't do it. I can barely think about it now, and I'm 30. So.
It's interesting because like a part of me will forever fear for that for my husband, and I mean like this is where I think like the terms of monogamy and like how you like humans are humans, right? Like the person in that story, that individual is a human being trapped in the confines of like more rigid monogamy, right? And like my husband and I have been together since we were 20. I am his first serious relationship, and we are now like with it. I'm like, a part of me has always said, do you feel like you missed out on one night stands? Do you feel like you missed out on, whatever? And he's like, part of me wonders what life would have been like. But he's there are guys out there that are wife guys, and he's such a fucking wife guy. Like
such a wife guy.
Yeah.
So true.
He said to me, he's like, the idea of that, he's like, but in reality, I don't even know how I'd pull that off. Like he's just not like that.
Yeah.
I don't for one second think that won't come up at some point in our lives, right? It's something that I'm like ready to rally with, ready to figure it out together kind of thing. Because people, not everybody, some people get along just fine, with monogamy like that. But you and I You and I, my baby, my baby. Did you guys know this is such toxic, terrible stuff to put out on the internet? Like, I feel like this is literally not this is not something that you want to like be telling people, but like Ken's and I's friendship resulted from me being parasocial.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
You.
So for all those people out there, no,
we wouldn't be hanging out like this right now.
No, but even the girly pops, man, like girly pops can be parasocial as fuck, you know. But I am I am a parasocial girly pop, and I found Ken's through MFC. Y'all know that already. Like we've given some background or whatever, but like I found you and your ex, and just like got so obsessed. Like literally your whole fan base was like that. I was a fucking stan. I was a fangirl.
I think that's totally fair because it's kind of how I was for my ex at first. There was no like part of me that was like, I want to date her. I just wanted to like be friends, maybe get a little extra popularity on MFC. Like, and I'm okay to say that that's like how you work the industry.
That's normal in this industry.
Friends with like I want to be friends with them. I mean, like it wasn't just about popularity, but like you know that being friends with another cam girl will give you some sort of more.
It's friends with benefits.
You have.
Yeah, it's friends with benefits.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Friends with benefits.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah, it may have been in my subconscious to some degree, but like the benefits thing wasn't even there. I was just like, holy fuck, I think you're so cool. I want to do all the things you do. I want to be a bad girl too. Like, because I was such a fucking like little, I was just living my life, and I was like,
you were, but you had your own bad girl life going on. Yeah, like that's, you may wait for the light to change green when you walk, kind of vibes, or the light to switch or whatever, but you still like. There was a reason that we clicked. It was one crazy to another.
Yeah, we saw each other. But the reason we started like my in though, because I had like added you a bunch of times. I snapped you like a bunch of times leading up to this. Like I remember sending you snaps, like especially if I was partying. I was like, Kenzie would think I was cool right now. So I was on so I was like on the radar. But then I drew a drawing of you and sent it to you on Twitter. That's how you get bitches.
I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
How fucking Pisces is that though? The Pisces to Cancer connection here. Oh my god, wait, pause. Do we just okay, I'll say do I even know your big three?
I think you do.
I can't read that shit though, you know that. You're fuck, I don't do you know my big three? Your sun sign is Cancer. Your sun sign is Cancer as fuck.
My rising is you.
Oh, you're a Pisces rising. You poor fuck.
And a Gemini moon.
Okay. Yeah, I just forget things all the time. Do you know mine?
You are a Pisces sun, Cancer moon, Leo rising.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely
You would get dunked right now.
I would get dunked. I have to remember this now. I'm going to get dunked.
I only know that though because I have looked in depth at your chart just co-star wise. Like I just remember I know I think I know Ash's too, and I know Kate, like you know what I mean? Like it's just random
astrology bitches. But it's so quintessentially Pisces that my chosen form of like game, my way to like get you to notice me was to make art.
Yeah.
Like to just I'm gonna draw her.
My love language.
And then your Cancer ass was like, oh my god, she did a drawing of me.
Yeah. You showed me.
Yeah.
I was like,
and you were like,
oh.
Yeah, it's me.
It's you know what, Cancer is a little too close to Leo. I'm not gonna lie. There's like a little bit of the you're like, oh, I'm kind of obsessed with myself, and then Leo's just like
Cancer, Leo, Pisces, Gemini. There's so many similarities between Pisces and Geminis, and we just get away with more shit. Yeah, because we're
both of our big threes are pretty chaotic, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like they are absolutely.
That's a lot. It's a lot of emotional instability.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? We're healed little people, and we try our best. So
we try our best. We try our best. Good. Fuck.
What is my birth date and year?
Ooh,
I have to think about yours.
July 15th, 1993.
Yes, ma'am. It was February 23rd, 1990. Are you 90? 91.
91. Yeah, 91.
That doesn't sound like a real birthday.
It doesn't sound like a real day. I know.
No, it's just a 91. It's just a 91. It's just because
you have to scroll. Fuck. like
yeah, I know. I don't
want to
talk
you have
about
to
it.
scroll so
It
far
really
down
hurts
now.
my feelings.
I'm like,
I still think the 80s was 20 years ago.
no, okay.
You know what?
Holy fuck. How many years ago was 2012? That doesn't make sense to me because that feels like, my husband and I were talking about this yesterday. 2012 feels like it was like 8 or 9 years ago, you know, like, oh, it was like within the last,
That was
no
12
man, that
years
was like
ago.
12
That's a
fucking years
12-year-old
ago.
child. Like, that's really scary.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I don't like it. Also, the other day I realized, I mean, I didn't realize, but I had a moment of my age showing because I was talking about something being recorded, and I was like, do we have it on tape? I was like, huh? Who?
Did we get that shit on VHS?
Yeah, I was like, I think my brother was with me. I was like, that's how you know. And
God.
Yes.
No, you go first.
I was just going to say he's a 98 baby, so he's like, he should be more Gen Z, but he's millennial because he had a millennial sister. Like if he had all the shows and toys and stuff, so he doesn't really count as full Gen Zer.
Okay, if I ask you to show the hand sign for talking on the phone.
Oh yeah, it's this.
For Gen Z, it's this.
This. I know, it's disgusting.
This for them. They don't have
but you know what?
receivers.
But it's funny, this changed from like this because people would do a rotary phone at one point. So we've changed, multiple times, and I'm sure at one point it was the fucking giant thing. What's his face reeling it up to make a phone call across the world. Yeah. But my question is, if they made a phone call across the world, who else had the phone? I mean, I know that there was a guy that had a phone, but wouldn't that mean that they had two phones? It wouldn't. I got two phones, one for the phones and one for the plug.
Yeah. I do. Anyways, actually, both of my phones are. I got two phones. They're having phone sex.
That was funny. Did you just?
If you ever put your phone on the table, I will put my phone on top of yours and say phone sex. I can't. Have I not done that to you? I do that all the time.
No, I mean maybe you haven't. I've just been high or something.
Phone sex.
Didn't notice.
I do that. I've been doing that.
That is very funny. You are quite hilarious, Miss Ashley.
Thank you. I will be here all week. Actually, I'll be here for the rest of your life. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
so
God.
then shit hit the fan, kind of. Actually, it's crazy. I was supposed to hang out with you in person. There was like 2 times, I think, that I was kind of supposed to spend time with you. One of them, I mean, the first time we met because like we met through a mutual friend, kind of, because I flew out to stay with someone that wasn't you. And we've been over the dab.
Yeah, but it's just so fucking funny every time to think about it because, like, why would you do that? I get it, because I would do the same thing, but just to, like, dabs are so fucking intense, and to never have done one before,
I was like,
yeah, sure. Destroys, like, I almost killed you.
Yeah. I almost just mentally
killed you with a dab, almost killed you with lip plumper, almost killed you.
Oh my God, okay.
Calm down spray.
I love that you were there to co-parent my baby Pomeranian child when I first brought him home. Like, you were like right there to try to train this dog that is like brain dead and crazy, and you were like just trying to. Okay, the lip gloss thing though, so one time me and Kenneth were getting ready to do something, and she's like, do you want to try this lip plumper? And I was like, absolutely.
Too Faced.
If you know, I mean, like Too Faced lip injection. Okay, that shit's gonna fuck up your face. But
yeah,
I actually
it's great if your lips work with it. Yeah, but you can't touch your other parts of your face. But you didn't, and you still just all of a sudden
just swelled up like a fucking balloon.
Kids, I don't think this works for me. I was like,
my face was so swollen and so red. You're like,
it was just like it decided to puff like around your mouth and then your lips. You already have big lips too, so it was just like so unnecessary. I was like, yeah, you don't need to use that again. And now whenever I have it, I'm like, do you want some?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the dog thing was because I had the spray that I had used for Pancake that was like a non-barking spray. It wasn't a spray. It was just like made a sound. It just like hissed out.
It's literally just a very, very
catch
quiet
your attention.
Air horn. It's like a compressed air can, like what you use to clean your fucking keyboard.
It's just to catch a dog's attention, but Beanie went into anaphylactic shock.
He just shut down. Like, shut.
I did it once. I was like, I got this for you. Because he was like he was yapping. he's a little
Pomeranian.
yapper.
He does what he does.
Yeah, but like, you know, you were in the apartment and stuff, and I was like, maybe this will help, like, just to, you know, give you some like space from barking in a small space and stuff. And it was like, sprayed it once, and Beanie was like, time to die.
He just sat there frozen. Like, yes, he stopped barking, but he froze, would not move. Yeah. He was like petrified, and then peed.
It worked.
It worked way too well. Yeah, we're like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Never mind. I'm done trying to help you with anything.
Yeah. Like,
so now I just clean your house when I feel like you need it. I'm like, I'll help you, and I'll clean your bathroom type of way.
Oh, can you please come over? My bathroom's a fucking disaster.
Yes, I will do that, absolutely, because I love cleaning. Yeah. Sometimes I feel bad because I'll go to Lexi's and I will clean... Fucking pen. I will clean her dishes for her. And I actually said to her... Sorry, Lexi is one of my other friends. I actually said to her the other day that, like, I was like, I hope you're not offended by the fact that, like, I'm doing your dishes. I just, genuinely love to clean. And, like... Mm-hmm. I'm doing it so you don't, like, it's a love language almost, I guess. Yeah. I would say
it is for
some
me.
Sort of like, you don't, yeah, I'm like, you don't have to do it now. Like, let me just do it for you, because it brings me joy to, like, help you, but also, like, I enjoy cleaning. I think it's my mom's fault.
No, I like it gives me a sense of control.
Yeah. Yeah. There's just like something nice about it. And there's something so much better about cleaning at someone else's house than your own. Like, I don't want to do my own dishes. Someone else has dishes to do. I'm like, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
So it's not like I just love cleaning your house. Plus, I am not gonna lie, I love the attention that I get. It's like it's a reward for me too, to have someone coming back and be like, let me give you an example. When I went and cleaned your house last time with Ash, we had a very good time together. We had a lot of fun. We played music and we were just vibing. And then Mr. Chi came home and I was like, look at the bathroom. And we were all dancing in the bathroom being like, clean bathroom, clean bathroom. So like, it's really just like for that moment, like for me bonding. Personally. Yeah. I'm like, every time, did you see what I did? Isn't it beautiful? And then they tell me it is. And I'm like, I know.
Well, okay. And not only that, to totally like fucking fill your heart. Every time you have cleaned my house, when I haven't been there, and like you clean my house and then I come home, what do? I cry, because that is my love language. I'm like so overwhelmed by how amazing I feel that is, that like I burst into tears. And I know that makes you feel so good, and I love you very much. I'm like obsessed with you.
Yeah, I think that like I think doing things, I realized this with men, that when I was doing girlfriend things and I wasn't a girlfriend yet, that I was doing it for that reaction, to like have someone genuinely love me, obviously. But then the appreciation is like very seen. Like, I don't have to, my parents give me that a lot. Like, I will do their dishes or whatever, and they're like, thank you so much for helping out. That's all I need. Like, just an acknowledgement of that moment. But then when I was with guys, I would do girlfriend things and like do their dishes in hopes that they would come home and like be super excited, but they didn't fucking care. They never cared. So like that, I've now figured out who to do those things for, and like where I can get my appreciation back, because I don't want to not do it. It like is some sort of intimacy for me to be like, I love you, I did these things for you. But you show your love in ways of cleaning too. Like, you put my suitcase together last time because I needed it. You tidy, and I appreciate that so much, because I love a good tidied space. So like,
you always know when I've been through a space. Yeah, I don't. You always know when I've been through a space, because you'll find like little piles, like really organized. Like, here are your remote controls, and they're like perfectly aligned.
Here are your things. Table. I put them together. Yeah, perfect. But I love that, because then you don't have to find things. Like, it's just there. It's very, very helpful.
I feel I think when we started to be able to do stuff like that for one another, like the fucking speed run of us like becoming, like getting to be close. Like we met in person during like a really brutal time, and then we were supposed to hang out again. Remember when Astra and I had that flight?
Yep.
There was a time that a little bit of a missed opportunity. Like, my friend and I, or Astra and I, had a layover in Kansas, in Phoenix, in Kansas City, and we were gonna leave the airport to hang out, but it just like didn't pan out, which I think is so. That would have been so much fun.
I know. I was actually just thinking about that the other day, because I was like, damn, I wonder, like, if we had, I mean, obviously it doesn't really matter now because we're already close, but I wonder what kind of, like, how fast it would have evolved if we had, because I hadn't met Astra at that point.
No.
And, you know, I had to like come to Vancouver to have that experience and stuff, but I wouldn't change it, honey.
Yeah. And then I don't know, at that point, like you and I had met in person for the one time, and got along, and then we just became closer over, you know, online or whatever. And then I flew you out when kind of you needed to get out of things, and then we started cleaning each other's fucking houses.
Yeah, that's another love language though, like for both of us is like you know, making an effort to like have me be there. Like,
yeah,
you know, when I'm like really struggling and stuff and like I mean that's how it started. You were like, this girl is kind of not okay, and you're like, let me fly you out. And like, you know, I've said before, and I'll say it till my last breath, that you saved my life. Like you in many different ways. No, like obviously I had to make that choice, but we said, I think on the first episode, that like I had different streets to take, and I chose a path with you guys, and I'm forever grateful for it. Like, there's
but me too, because now I get to hang out with you.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Best of both worlds. Yeah, it's just, it really is, and I know what good friendships are. I still remember Sasha crying in Vegas, being like, I don't deserve you guys. And I was like, yes, God. You do, because we all deserve each other and we love each other. But like, that's really how that feeling is when you first find friends that you are actually good people. Yeah. You don't think you deserve it. It's the same thing with relationships. When you have a good relationship, you're like, I've had all these shitty friendships in the past. Why would these people be so nice to me? Because like, you know, it's easy to think that way. So I was like, no, this is not actually a real feeling. You deserve good friends, and that's just it. Like, I feel the same way, but it's not worth it, because you might as well just enjoy the people that popped into your life. Like, appreciate the gift, you know?
Well, and like, this was my, you know, I hit a really fucking rough patch in December. My life has been in fucking turmoil for the last like almost a year now. And Ken's and Ash literally like came to break down my door, which is amazing. But it just reminded me, like, and this is a fucking PSA, this is a wholesome PSA, like, when you have good friends, as much as like you're a piece of shit, like self-confidence or brain or mental health or whatever might like tell you that like you're just lucky or whatever, like, good people literally would not hang out with you if you were not good. Like, if you were a huge piece of shit, the people that are amazing in your life wouldn't give you the time of day, you know? No, and like, so within friendships, like, we can have times where we're like nasty or whatever, but like, when people love you, they're not stupid. Like, have a little bit of faith in your fucking friends, right? Like, if you sit around being like, oh, I'm so worthless and like I don't deserve these people, you're more or less just calling your friends idiots, right? Like, they know that you're great, so you have to admit that you are fucking cool, even if you feel like a piece of garbage. Like, if you've got good friends, then you actually are pretty tight. You can't.
Yeah, you attract what you put out.
Can't deny that. Yeah, no. Yeah, exactly. I think we should talk about our first fight.
Didn't we do this already? Vegas?
Did we talk about our first fight?
Are we talking about Vancouver 2019? Fight. Yes, I think we should too. I mean, I would like to take the lead on this, because if you don't mind, because this is like my growth story, in my opinion.
Yeah. I love it.
Ashley, I was going through a breakup. I decided to come to Vancouver 2019 and just stay. I didn't have any responsibilities. I didn't have a dog. I didn't have a house. I put all my shit in storage, and I was like, fuck it, I'm coming to you guys. I was going through a bad breakup, so like, I really just needed to be in a different place. I couldn't be in Phoenix anymore. And my lovely friends were lovely enough to take me in. And we went and traveled a lot. We went to Vegas for my 26th birthday, 27th, something like that.
We went to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I know, we went to the Grand Canyon. We did a little road trip with Mr. T and Ashley and me, and we had an amazing time. But I think, like any group of people, we were all just getting on each other's nerves. There was like, we were just together for too long, and in a one hotel room kind of vibe for a lot of the space. And, you know, we were just like, I know I was in my own space, like, not always the easiest person to be around. I had a very dark cloud that followed me and could very easily protrude on other people's light and bright sunny days. And I'm happy to admit that, because I have worked very hard not to do those things. Yeah. And to be more in control of my own emotions when shit goes bad. This wasn't just like me reacting to nothing. Like,
I also have to like
a horrible mess, but yes.
Like, small pause. I just need you to know, as much as like your dark cloud, I like to see it as like this seeping like fog, like a purple and black like fog.
Yes,
seeps out
the mist.
I actually have I have a lot of love for the fog. Like I do. I respect
I've learned to have a lot of love for the fog.
Yeah, it like sometimes I kind of laugh at it a little bit, not out loud because that's like mean to the fog. But like,
no, you should. At this point, you should laugh at the fog.
No, but even then, even like as you go through this, even then, I was like,
yeah. Well, I'll just also set this up because we were driving home from the Grand Canyon. It's a retrograde, and I'm saying that because I put my exact parents' address into the fucking GPS, and it took us to the exact same address in another city 2 hours away from my parents' house. And of course, I didn't notice it until it said, you're 5 minutes away from your destination, and we're in the middle of the desert. And I'm like, no, we're not. I'm like, I know what my parents' house looks like. Yeah, I was like, this is not it. So we didn't get home till like 9 o'clock. And I grew up in a household of my parents yelling when I got things wrong like that. So that my immediate reaction is, holy fuck, I fucked up.
I'm in trouble.
Now we have to drive. Yeah, I'm in trouble. Now we have to drive 2 more hours. My parents are going to be pissed. Ashley and her husband are going to be pissed. Like, it's a whole thing. But in reality, I'm the only one that's like that upset about it. Yeah. And I was just like sitting in the car and I was like, just give me a minute. Like,
I was in the front seat. She was in the back seat. And I could like feel the like tendrils coming over it. And that's why I say I was like, I like side-eyes my husband. I'm like, here it comes.
Yeah, it's
Are you ready? He's like driving. It was crazy though. I need to set the environment. We were driving through the most batshit crazy storm. Like there was
desert storms, man.
Oh my God. First, the wind started. And then it was dark, right? So we're driving, the headlights are on, the wind is starting. We could see the thunder like rolling in the background. There was like lightning over the mountains. Suddenly, 1 tumbleweed, 3 tumbleweeds, 10 tumbleweeds, thousands of tumbleweeds, like rolling around the hills as this is just before you realize that we were going the wrong way. And we were like screaming and like having so much fun. And then you realize that we were going the wrong way. And the car got like quiet. And then we hit that fucking rainstorm. Like we're driving through this kind of like steep mountain pass area. Ken's was in the backseat, just fuming, like pissed at herself.
The tumbleweeds helped though. Like they made us laugh so hard that it like lightened the mood for sure.
So fucking funny. But yeah, no, that was like definitely experiencing the dark cloud for sure.
Yeah. My energy brought on a giant storm.
It was wild.
Yeah. So then we went back. We got to my parents and stayed there for a night, and then we went to a hotel. And honestly, I had just put a bunch more stuff into my storage. I was putting more stuff into my suitcase to bring with me back to Vancouver. And I didn't ask. I just kind of assumed that like, yes, I will stay with you guys. And I don't know what I'm doing, but like, I didn't have the like common decency at the time because I was so focused on getting myself out of a bad space and like feeling like I could finally breathe and like sit on land from drowning, because that's how I felt. I felt like I was just absolutely drowning. But I put a lot of that blame on you, unfortunately. Like we got into, I wouldn't even say it was like a full argument. Like I think I was just very confused, and you were like, I can't wait to go back and set up my space again. And I was like, hold up, like I'm bringing stuff back with me. Like what do you mean? And we just weren't in communication in that moment. Like I really, like I said, I put a lot of blame on you for the fact that I was like, you're supposed to be saving me right now.
Yeah. So here's the situation.
Like, to ask for.
Like you had been staying with me prior to Vegas, right? I think you kind of moved in with me. By the way, I have a guest bedroom. Like Ken's wasn't couch surfing. She had her.
But you were in your apartment. It was a very different living space than being in your house.
Oh shit, right, because I moved in September of 2019. You're right. So this was kind of all going on. We hung out like all summer. Ken's was with me, like it was the summer, and then we went to Vegas and all this stuff happened. So now we're into like August. And in my mind, and I mean this is what ended up happening anyway, but I was going back to school in September. And I was like, that's what I said to her. I was like, oh, I'm really looking forward to like having this space and like getting back to work, going back to school. Like my husband was like, yeah, it'll be cool to like kind of have just like you and I again. And I hadn't just like Hens and I hadn't talked details. And you were like, what the absolute fuck? I thought I was coming back with you.
Yeah. Well, and I just assumed, and it just wasn't. It made me learn how to communicate better when I needed something instead of just like assuming things. Like it just didn't work, and I was forgetful of the fact that like you had your own life. Like, I was just like, hello, like, what do you mean? I'm here. I'm giving you the gift of me to stay with you. But that's not reality. And like, I had to, I'm in years past with friendships, I was always putting too much on friends and not feeling like it was ever reciprocated. So that's why it was like very unequal give and take. But you gave me exactly what I needed in that moment. You stood your own ground. It wasn't like you didn't fold, which I think was very helpful because I needed to figure it out once again. Like there was too much shit. I couldn't just like go and stay with you guys forever. Like it was unrealistic on every standpoint. Not even just like to stay as friends. I didn't have any goal at that time to like figure it out for myself. And that's fine. I'm allowed to have those moments, but I'm also not allowed to put that on other people to expect them to figure it out for me.
Yeah.
And that's just what it was. Like and then, we had a conversation afterwards where I was like, I don't want to, do that at the pool still. I was like, let's not do this. Like we're at
a pool. We're at a pool at this really nice, like kind of hotel thing. And then I just remember it's almost like it's heartwarming to think back because this like childhood, like between the two of us, there was like this very like 7th grade moment where like I had said like and I put it out there that like, yeah, no, like, you're not coming back to stay with me at this point. Like I need to get my own shit going. And then I just remember you like swimming away.
And I was like, you know what? I just need like a moment. Like I just need to, I'm going to go which was chill like for a second. Totally but who was the parent in that situation is your husband. He was like, oh yeah, gonna go talk.
Yeah. The dad,
he said in the moment of the reason I swam away is because he was like, let's just take a moment. Like it's getting a little too
getting heated
much because I was starting to like tear up and I could tell you were getting anxious over it and like it just wasn't it wasn't a good conversation. There was nothing that was going to stem for it except for possibly a bigger fight of like me feeling like I was being abandoned and you feeling like it was too much pressure or whatever you were feeling in that moment, and like I wasn't being abandoned. And then your husband made us have a conversation and we talked and just basically said like we'll figure it out, like I don't want to fight with you, we have still more days together and stuff. And when we months later, I think it was actually, I can't remember if it was after COVID or if it was later on during that year, I don't remember the actual timeline, but we had a conversation about it again and I said, I'm so sorry for making you to be the one that has to save me. Like that's not a fair place to put you at. You are not the reason I'm drowning, nor can you be the reason that I'm not drowning. Like that has to be on me. And I was like, I genuinely apologize for the things that I said to you. You did not deserve it. I love you. I appreciate you for all the things you already did. And I was just scared, like, and that was totally fair on both sides to have, to need what we were needing in the moments. But like, I'm very thankful honestly, that I didn't stay with you because I stayed with Loretta and,
And then you went to London.
I went to London.
You wouldn't have gone on that trip if I had allowed you.
No, I agree.
But I think that really solidified the like. I saw TikTok. Oh my fucking god! It solidified the tenured friendship, right? Because if you have friends, you have close friends, and then you have tenured friends, and those are like that's the forever. That's like the now we're solid now. And for me, that was really a defining moment of like, hey, you know what? We have our own issues and we're bringing them to the table, but our friendship matters so much that we're going to confront like the bigger things and hold hands through it kind of thing.
100%. And that's all I was ever looking for in a friendship. Like, and to have someone just be like real, like to not, people please or not be on the opposite end of it where you're like, we're not friends anymore because of it. Like I think at the time I was cool. I was just in a place to want to talk about it. Like I don't usually do that. I think like once fights are done, it's kind of like, don't bring up the past kind of thing. But what I said needed to be said. It was not your fucking fault. And I didn't, you didn't deserve to have blame put on you, but we were close enough at the time to be able to fucking talk about it and not have it become another fight. Like there was no argument to be had. It was just two sides being like, this, didn't work and that's okay. Like so much easier than, and also I could have come at that being like, I really needed your help and you weren't there for me, which is not fair. Like once again, but that is a realistic,
Yeah, absolutely. It would have been, in a lot of ways. That's like the feelings. And then we prioritize like the kind of like the reality of friendship, the harder parts of like staying staying friends, especially when it's long distance.
So true.
Like spending time in person together is so precious. It's still like, aren't we so fucking lucky that we got to do that before COVID though?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I think I saw you once. We got to see each other once again in the fall after you went to London, I believe. Maybe not.
Well, I stayed until January.
Yes, right.
I got back in October. Back. We did Halloween together. I went to your guys' Thanksgiving. I made those fucking carrots.
Oh my fucking God.
I went to Seattle and got roofied.
You did.
Like there was so much stuff that happened.
See, that's what happens when I'm not around. No.
Point in case, I believe you. I completely agree.
That's case in point, baby. It's case.
No. Today it's point. Did I say point in case?
You did. Yeah.
It's. I'm pointing to the case. That is.
There it is. That is that one right there.
It's right there.
The legal.
It's like when Astra said the fire distinguisher, and I was like, it's just a thing that's like, yes, there is a fire here.
It's and he's wearing like a bow tie. He's like a distinguished fire distinguisher. Yes, that is in fact a fire.
That is in fact.
That's what I said.
That's a fire.
Oh, it's a fire. Holy fuck! No, I'm so glad we did that before COVID, though, because then
me too. We were very lucky.
And then, like, obviously, our friendship like just fucking transcended. Like, as much as I would have obviously loved to have had those 2 fucking years in person with you. It like with.
But there was something that like that was a very intense test as well, and like. I did lose. We did lose. We both of us lost a friendship during that time. So it was very possible, to have fallouts and it'd be really difficult and stuff.
Oh yeah.
We just stuck through it, man. There was like I said, I would show up at your fucking door if there was ever actually a problem, and for some reason you didn't want to talk to me. I would do it again. I'd do it right now if I could. But I mean, it's been an easy friendship. That's another thing. It's like we level each other out. We bring different things to the table. We listen to each other. I see you very, very easily. And like, I think you do see me as well. I feel seen consistently by you. It's not really difficult. So
probably because I'm always staring at you because you're really pretty.
That too. That's why I stare at you.
Also, I have to say, I need to put this into the universe as well, is that Ken's and I, we're not just normal friends. Okay. We are psychic friends.
Oh yeah.
Because both of us, we get this. I'll be minding my own business, like literally doing nothing, like sitting around, and I'll be like, I think Ken's might be upset about something.
And every time you text me, I am in that moment. Like it's like
something. Yeah. I get it. There's a disturbance in the force, I'm like.
Yeah. Or sometimes one of us won't like be able to communicate as much or something, and then we'll message each other and be like, I haven't been talking to you, but I could hear your call.
It's like if you're a cat owner, if you are a cat parent, the sound of suspicious silence. There's normal silence, and then there's a moment when you have cats where you're like,
it's too quiet.
That's not right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get the same thing with one another.
Yeah. And I think that's like really, really rare because I don't always have that call with other people, but there's something about it's the Cancer and Pisces vibes in both of us. It's the water sign energy.
and it's the shit you water, it's like the friendships that you water, the friendships that you like work through your own shit with, like the friendships that you say like, hey, this this small thing is actually fucking huge to me, like these and working through shit together. Like honestly the biggest thing I think on my end, because obviously like you're like kind of fears of abandonment, fears of being ignored or forgotten about, like that shit's like core stuff that's hard for you to work through, and then like we create a safe space here for that to be like worked through. And mine like sometimes I feel like no one will really be there when I need it. Like that's a huge core fear of mine, is that like I'll just like again like a cat just crawl under the stairs and no one will notice and I'll fucking kick it, right? Like and you continually show up and prove to me that like that grow up girl, that's not true, like we're here, and that's been massive for me to like come around to and actually accept that people do give a fuck. Like a lot of
absolutely fuck. Yeah, like a lot, like it's there's no argument with it anymore. I think you can't really like deny when it comes to like the friend groups that we've made now that like it's not surface level shit. Like I don't know. I think about I made a tiny, big, giant, stupid mistake with a different boy a few months ago, and I immediately called Ashley T and said I did something really fucking dumb and I shouldn't have done it and I really regret it and I'm a big dumb bimbo bitch. And she said, I'm disappointed, but your friends still love you and we are not abandoning you. And that was all I needed to hear in the moments. Because obviously when you do something stupid and you don't, you're not thinking about other people or the, consequences and stuff, you don't have that mindset in the moments. But then once you're out of it, you're like, oh my God, like, why the fuck did I do something so dumb? But then having people tell you like, yeah, you're kind of a fucking idiot, but like also we still love you. That's all I needed to hear, because that's being real. Yeah, that's being real. Like you're not being like, it's okay, like we all make mistakes, because like, no shit, but like you're allowed. Calling friends out on their bullshit is real friendship. You don't have to sit by. Yeah, like when someone's fucking up, it's so much better to tell them, because that's just real friends. Like I would rather have someone be real with me than let me make mistakes. Like you can figure them out a lot faster if your friends tell you this is probably not the best idea, and you can like, choose whether or not to listen to that, but that's on your own terms, But yeah, it was really nice to just have you be like, we still love you, you dumbass bitch.
I was like, you're so fucking dumb, but like I will literally love you until the end of time.
Yes, this is very true. Well, we just talked about ourselves for an hour.
That's not a surprise.
And it's really not enough time. But we also don't want to. We can always do another part. I think we should do the facts thing eventually, because that would be great. Little presentation on each of us. Yeah. Just so our viewers.
I will literally I will prepare a PowerPoint party just like about you.
No, I absolutely think we should do that. But I think we should do it. Yeah. Take the next couple of months to really get our presentation, that we can do it in front of each other in person on the podcast.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, this has been an episode to let you guys know how much me and Ken's love each other and our history and just some shit about us, because talking like sex work topics is super fun, but also we are really cool and we know you think we're cool, so you're welcome.
Yeah, and we think you guys are cool, so you have to be part of the cool podcast, the professionally cool podcast.
Yeah, professionally cool podcast.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to us this week. We'll be back next week with another episode. Yes. This is our 7th episode. We didn't even really do an intro, but hey, hi, how are you?
Hey, hi. Welcome.
Go check out our milkshake on our Instagram at Professionally Hot Podcast. All of our links are on there, including mine and Ashley T's. We love you.
We love you. We'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for listening to us. Have a good day.
Guys. We love you.
Love you.
Stay professionally hot. Bye.